In a long time we've done one of these. It's TNA's Lockdown, which is actually tonight. And before we go on to TNA's card in general, I want to just talk about the whole Spike TV Destination America thing. For months now, TNA has been trying to find an actual provider for Impact and whatever other program they do. I guess I know they have British Boot Camp on Challenge TV on the UK, and they have Explosion on there as well. But Spike TV has been also a great provider for multiple countries like Canada, UK, a lot of countries. And TNA's contract came up because of actually having Vince Russo on the payroll as a. It wasn't a booker; it was more of an advising role, which is very weird. Thinking of Russo as an advisor, I could see it, but I mean, I understand why Spike TV got rid of him because they didn't want. They found out about Russo being on the payroll, and the last time Russo was in actually control of TNA wasn't. I mean, it was good for the time, but it looked like shit. It looked really different. I mean, in the early days of TNA, it was amazing because you had sports entertainment extreme, and you had all this other shit, like weekly pay-per-views, and a bunch of other shit that happened. But TNA clearly, and Spike TV clearly that what's TNA is. It looks like they're going on an MMA route with Bellator, and they did have UFC for a while, but then they switched to Bellator. So if anything, it's just Spike TV getting rid of a great product. When I say great product, I mean for the network. I mean, it's a thing that has been getting what 1.6s, 1.8 sometimes, a 2 if they're lucky on the ratings. While maybe Cops reruns probably get that in a thing. So maybe Spike TV doesn't want wrestling anymore. I don't understand why they did it. It was stupid to be honest, but I mean, the shows were great until Spike TV got rid of them. I mean, the shows leading to the release of TNA were amazing. The New York shows were amazing. The Pennsylvania shows were amazing. I mean, the UK shows, they had UK shows and they were great. Which is weird, thinking they have great shows, but their downfall of TNA is they tape their shows a lot. And you had great shows in New York, but those were months ago. The shows we're seeing now are probably more recent. But they're in the UK doing a London tour right now, so it's not really current with what's going on. But I don't really shit on it as much because TNA only has one main show a week, so you're kind of okay with that. But unlike a SmackDown or a main event or Superstars, which gets taped on Raw and then gets put on the network on Thursday or Wednesday or whatever the fuck day they put on it. I mean, I don't really care. I don't have the network. I don't really give a shit. But I mean, TNA has been a great product so far, and ever since moving to Destination America, their ratings might not be the best because Destination America is in very few markets, if any markets in general. I'm surprised I even had I didn't even know I had the channel until I saw it. So it is what it is. It's pretty much one of those things. So you're basically losing a lot of viewers. You go from like your 1.6s to like a point 0.2 or a point 0.4 if you're lucky, or maybe even a point 0.5 eventually. But which is very odd to see a wrestling company that has gone international, that is 11, 10 years long, but they can only get like a point 0.2 or a point 0.3. I mean, Spike TV looks like a fucking haven for ratings at this point, just because it's in more networks and in more cable companies and dish networks and satellite things and whatever. Destination America is a young network, so it's very odd. I believe Destination America is part of the Discovery Channel network or Discovery or whatever the fuck they're in, which is very weird. Thinking they pick up wrestling, which is odd, but I mean, they have such shows as fucking Zombie Hunter and I don't even know what the fuck they have. I don't care what they have. I mean, it's basically the TNA network when it goes on Fridays. They just show impacts and they show greatest matches and shit until Friday and Saturday. And they have a morning show now, which is great. That's the one thing I do like, that wrestling is back on Saturday mornings like it used to be. But that's the only thing I can take away from this. And Mike Tenay's version of Impact is actually better than the fucking Impact you get because it gives you more facts and more info and shit. But enough about that. I mean, will it be a moment that will pay off eventually? Yes, but I personally believe eventually this will be the final nail in their coffin by having a network that probably get bought out in the next year. Anyway, let's go on to the fucking card here. There were a lot of great matches on here. First off, we have Rockstar Spud and Mark Andrews or Mandrews, who both of these guys are the British Boot Camp winners. Spud won Season 1 and Mark Andrews or Mandrews won Season 2 versus Tyrus. And keep in mind, Lockdown is all steel cage matches, which is fucking great because I just love it. Personally, in this match, as much as I want to see Spud and Mandrew succeed, I doubt it. I mean, this is the former fucking Brodus Clay. This is the fucking former Fuckosaurus himself. He'll fuck someone up, the Fuckosaurus will. So the Fuckosaurus will fucking win the match, no doubt. And then we have the women's match, which is very rare nowadays to have a women's match in a cage, but you have it almost every year in Lockdown, which is a great thing to see. I mean, I think the last steel cage match that actually mattered for women was on Raw Roulette. And if you want to go even farther, or even more recent, I think the Mickie James Tara cage match was pretty damn good. But, I mean, there's not a lot of women's matches you can think of, except for Havoc and Awesome Kong. I have been waiting for a fucking year to talk about this shit. I mean, the former Havoc, the former Jessica Havoc, just shortened to Havoc now, former WSU World Champion, former multi-time World Champion in multiple promotions, Tag Team Champion. I think she had a Spirit Championship on WSU as well. And she is a former Knockouts Champion. One of the most dominant women I have seen in a long time. And I've been waiting to see this. When you see Havoc, you're having a treat in the ring, because this girl knows what the fuck to do in a ring. Until you have an even bigger treat in the return of Awesome Kong. And Awesome Kong returned on the debut of Destination America's Impact. And I think for a while, Kong was reliving the amazing Kong gimmick, or Awesome Kong gimmick, in Shine and Shimmer and WSU, I think. And lost a shit ton of weight as well. She looked amazing. And she looks great, honestly. Good for fucking Kong, first of all. But, I mean, in this match, I personally don't fucking care who wins this match. I don't care. I just want to see this match happen. But if I was going to choose, and think about it, you have someone returning, a big name like Kong, in TNA at least. I mean, you had Karma, she was a big deal, but she didn't do anything because she was pregnant, I believe. Or was becoming pregnant, I don't remember. But Kong is a fucking beast, and Kong will fucking win this match. I don't care how, but Kong will win. It's that simple. And then we have the match everyone's been talking about, the Hardys versus the Wyatt family. I mean, the Revolution. Same thing, right? James Storms and Abyss are the tag team champions, and I think they won with the Feast or Fire case that James Storms held on to for a long-ass time. And it's again in the cage. All these matches are in the cage. But if anything, with the UK tours, as much as the Hardys would probably win this match, and honestly win all the tag team titles there are the whole, except for the IWGP, which I don't think they've held that, or the fucking All Japan or All Asia titles and everything. But everyone's been talking about this big fucking bump that Jeff Hardy did, and I believe that Jeff Hardy will fucking lose the match, because I don't think he's allowed in the UK because of his legal shit that he has going on. So this is a very obvious pick that Abyss and Storm will somehow make Jeff Hardy fucking kill himself and lose the match. And let's see what else is on here. I just want to make sure. Bobby Roode and Eric Young in a cage, and this is a great thing, because I think this was the first week where the title was a fucking hot potato the past couple weeks, where Bobby Roode won the belt. BDC beat him down and Lashley won the belt back, and a bunch of other shit happened. And basically, this EY Bradley reviewing, I love it. I don't care who wins. Again, I don't really care. I just want to see it. I want to see blood in this match. I want to see fucking blood. in this match, and I bet there will be blood in this match. But it would make sense for Rude to win because Rude would, he lost the world title. It only makes sense to make him have his comeuppance against EY. And finally, Team Angle versus Team BDC. Now, there's not really a full card or a full list of Angle's team because I believe it's Aries, Angle, Gunner, and it was going to be Lashley, but Lashley didn't want to do it. Against Team BDC, which is Loki, MVP, Kenny King, and Samoa Joe. Now, for those who don't know what the BDC is, it's the Beatdown Clan, and it's so fucking dumb. It is so fucking dumb. For years, I've been calling MVP, Kenny King, and Lashley the New Nation because it basically they brought that back before the fucking New Day, and then you had two New Nations in fucking wrestling, and one of them became the New Day, and one of them became the fucking BDC eventually, which the BDC became biracial with fucking Samoans and whatever the fuck Loki is. I don't even know what the fuck he is race-wise, but I don't even fucking care. But apparently this has been going on for a while. They've been a clique for a while on the indie scene, from what they have told us at least. And Team Angle is just being Team Angle, not the world's greatest tag team Team Angle, but just Angle Survivor Series shit. Now, what I don't get is who is the final man in the Angle team. I mean, will it be Lashley? I don't know. I mean, I don't really care who the final man is because somehow there'll be a final man, and Team Angle's team will win to make the BDC weak a little bit because they lost Lashley, and I would assume Lashley would join anyway to have something happen there. But it's tonight. They fight on Friday nights, and it's about time to see what happens with fucking Impact, because Lord knows if it's going to last a year. I doubt it. Well, you'll only find out.